Hey, folks. Welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Monday, June 7th, 2010. Well, folks, here we go again. Markets are trading neutral to slightly lower on the day. The Dow is down 13 points, NASDAQ is down 16.5, and the S&P 500 is down about 1.5 or just fractionally lower. Now, the big gainers on the day, what's the big winning trade today? That would be gold. Gold is ripping higher. Take a look at the GLD today, opening slightly to the downside. This is the gold trust. And again, you can see opening to the downside, consolidating, and then ripping higher and continuing nonstop higher here over the course of the day. Gold is up over $20 per ounce and having a huge winning day. Stocks that are benefiting today are AUY, Yamana Gold, GOLD, Randgold here having a big day. Also, you can take a look at other stocks like AEM, Anico Mines here having a big day, up over $2.30. Take a look at that chart, folks, on the intraday. This is the intraday SPY chart, and what a move this has had today. Really starting the day at around $57.25 and is now currently trading at $60 on the day, basically $2.50 off the lows of the day. And it's nonstop, folks. You can take a look at small caps, large caps, whatever it may be. KRY was up big earlier today, although has fallen back down. This is a Venezuelan gold company, so it has a lot of other issues. GRZ is another one here as well, having a good day, up 16.5 cents to about 90 cents per share. This got as high as 98 cents per share from a close on Friday of 73 cents. So there's just major players out there across the board seeing some sizable moves. And if you take a look at even small stocks like Apollo Gold here, which by no means is a great company, but you can see it is moving off the lows on the daily chart here, just to the upside slightly. And let me just zoom in a little bit. See the green candle for the day there, up about a penny and a half or so on the day to about 30 cents or just underneath 30 cents. Now, other than that, folks, what else is moving today? Let's take a look. You are seeing some gains across the board in some key stocks like Exxon and Chevron. Some oil stocks out there are rebounding slightly on the day. As you can see, Exxon, this is the daily chart of Exxon. We want to go to the intraday. The intraday chart has slowly been making its way up. It had a little bit of a pullback here. Now it's starting to get some of the bounce right off of this key trend line. Notice you have the 20 moving average and the 50 moving average coming together. That's creating a nice area of support. Although the one thing I will say here, folks, is that this is the beginnings of an in spirit of bear flag pattern. So the question is, again, can it hold up into the afternoon session, or is it going to break down? Now, Monday afternoons have been notoriously big sell-offs in this market over the last month. So I want to make everyone aware of that, is that the question is, are you going to see kind of this Monday, mutual fund Monday, but in reverse, meaning that usually like 2-3 months ago, we saw Monday afternoons be big buy programs. The markets would always rip on Mondays. Now you're seeing big sell programs come in. And again, we have to watch very carefully to see if that is the case, where these mutual funds and other institutional players unload in the Monday afternoon session. So watch for that, folks. If that's the case, you'll see Exxon break down here and probably go towards this level down here, this little pivot double bottom for the day, which is right around that 59.60 level. Now, a couple other things. Chevron, I mentioned, was doing well today. Chevron, again, you can see generally looking a lot like the Exxon chart. Interestingly enough, if you take the low pivot of the day and just connect them, look at this. You basically have a trend line connecting the lows of the day. That tells me if this breaks, you're going to go easily to the 50 moving average right here at approximately 71.80, and then it's very, very possible if you do have that late day sell, you will see a move all the way down here to about 71.40 and possibly even down to the pivot where the start of this line is right here around 71.20, 71.15 on the charts. Be aware, again, this is a key trend line in the afternoon session that you're watching on Chevron. Goldman Sachs, what's Goldman Sachs doing? Goldman Sachs is getting hit today. Again, it started out with a little bit of a gap lower and then rallied higher to go positive, but since then it hasn't been able to catch a bid. They've been subpoenaed in a key case here, and that is not good for the financial stocks, as again, subpoenas over documents and so forth are coming through, and again, that can only be negative for these financials that have been under such an ugly cloud, and especially the financial reform undoubtedly coming through at some point in the next few months. JP Morgan, same thing, under pressure near the lows of the day, down 30 cents. Bank of America down 33 cents just off the lows of the day. Wells Fargo also down on the day, although off the lows of the day, and Morgan Stanley is at or just off the lows of the day here, down about 42 cents. That's the financial sector. Now, what else do we want to talk about here? How about some technology action? What's going on in the technology world? Apple Computer is trading lower on the day. This stock did gap higher, was up a couple dollars on the day, as much as, believe it or not, $3 and change, and since then has come down. It fell sharply after, again, Apple unveiled the iPad 4, and excuse me, the iPhone 4, the next version of the iPhone did come out. Since that, again, the markets have dumped out. I think the markets were expecting a little more flamboyancy and kind of amazing stuff going on out there. They want the fireworks, they want the next iPad, the next big thing. Just not going to happen right now with Apple, apparently, and again, the stock is taking a little bit of a drop today, down just $2.50, but again is lower across the board. IBM is down about 37 cents. Google is down on the day. Google, which was so strong last week and the prior couple weeks. Take a look at Google here, folks. If you go to the daily chart, you can see just about 2 weeks ago, the stock made a beautiful double bottom near the low pivot from the flash crash right over here, and from that point of about $465, the stock over the next 2 weeks, really until Friday, rallied all the way up to about $510. That was the high on Friday. Since then, it fell back on Friday and fell today sharply, down another $10.50 today. That is not a pretty move on the Google stock. Google, again, I would not be looking for Google until you possibly get down here, folks. This looks like to be a little bit of support, and this would be right around the 480 level. If it gets through that, I think it could go back to 465 to 460, easily retesting that double bottom. Really depends on if the market can get a bid or not. If the market can get a bid, then this thing should rally all the way back and continue higher after some good consolidation over the next few days. Otherwise, you want to be extremely, and I repeat, extremely careful on what this could mean. Other stocks, Dell and Intel, both down. Amazon was up a lot today and is getting hit a little bit. I want to just quickly touch base on Amazon intraday. Look at this. The stock opened higher, sold off a little, then rallied to new highs all the way up to about 126.50. Since then, it's down about $3 off those highs. And again, you can see very, very choppy. Now let's go back to the spiders. I want to talk some intraday action. You can see the spiders again. These are your key levels. The key levels were on the charts for our subscribers from Friday. Obviously, we've had them on for multiple days as well. These are the intraday levels. The daily levels are reserved for the nightly Research Center videos we go over. But you can see the levels are working amazingly well. You opened up here, you filled the gap, then you bounced all the way up to this high end right here. You got above the 20 moving average, but then created a little bit of a tail. Not quite a topping tail. It's not long enough, in my opinion, to be a topping tail, but it's still a bearish tail. Plus, you never confirmed above the pink trend line. For those of us that are members out there, you know the In the Money Stocks confirmation signal will tell all, and right here it is telling you beautifully what to look for. No confirmation, bearish tail on the top. Look at the sell-off that ensues. You come down, bounce right off the green trend line, then go to the lows of the day from Friday. That's your next support. You close a little bit below it, but you never confirm again. Therefore, that tells you reversal. Markets trade up into the green line, stall, then get through all the way back to the pink line, pull back to the green, back to the pink, pull back to the green, and then start to break down towards the pink line. So you can see very choppy sideways action today. Volume is not super heavy. We've done about 154 million as we're coming into the 2:30 time frame Eastern time here on the SPY. So again, volume is not huge. Things are not crazy today. It is somewhat of a sideways day. As I mentioned, the NASDAQ is getting hit a little more than the rest of the market, but the Dow is just down 20 points. The S&P 500 is down about $2 and change or so. That's not a huge drop considering the crazy action we saw on Friday. Other stocks that are getting hit a little bit, you're seeing stocks like Freeport-McMoRan getting hammered down here, down about $2.46. Chevron, excuse me, not Chevron, AK Steel, US Steel, a lot of the steel players are still getting hit today. A lot of demand issues and worry kind of based on Europe. We're worried about Hungary and possible defaults there. It's just a matter of time before the next defaults come through in the next countries, and everyone's on watch. That's why you're seeing a lot of people run into gold right now. Gold is the safe haven. Gold will continue to be the safe haven as long as people are printing tons and tons of money, trillions in Europe, trillions in the United States, trillions all over the world. And again, that makes up for a key play here. Talk to you soon. Take care. Join the Research Center. Join the chat room. We'll see you later.